Hey guys, how's it going? It's 8-Bit Eric. Today we're going to take a look at a game called Interrogation. You Will Be Deceived. So it's kind of like a mystery, thriller, suspense, kind of like a real dark novel type of game. It's a visual novel, but there's options where you can select dialogue trees and stuff like that. So take a look at it. Welcome. This will be the first drill session of the investigative interview and interrogation techniques. We'll be bringing in a subject. They're a trained actor but should be fully in character for duration of this interview. When considered invisible and inaudible by the actor, but I'll be guiding you along. Before any interrogation, the first thing to do is consult the subject's file. It should give you vital insights to the case, helping you identify what information or confession needs to be extracted. So let's push Y. Douglas Bird is played by an actor. Per the directions, treat the actor the same you treat a real subject. Mr. Bird, despite coming from well-off parents, taken to bike theft. We have plenty of circumstantial evidence because none of it's direct. However, we need blah, blah, blah. Main suspect for several bicycle thefts at a local university campus. Several eyewitnesses confirmed his description. We also have CCTV footage showing a masked figure matching the suspect's description, jumping on an unsupervised bicycle and riding off fast. Currently listed as unemployed, living in a rented apartment paid for by his parents. His criminal record's clean, but he's known to be friends with several narcotic abusers, as well as a roommate who's a suspected marijuana dealer. Alright. Bring him in. Bring him out. Bring him out. So, first things first, let's try and straight up ask him. You could check the accusation question every now and then to get a sense of whether you're close to a confession. So why do you steal bikes, Douglas? Let me move my camera. This is the beauty of having OBS. So we're going to select a choice. So why do you steal bikes? Or let's talk about writing a confession. We both know you did it. Come on. So let's do... So why do you steal bikes? They say with a smirk. Huh? I ain't steal no bikes, brosive. Right, so that surprisingly didn't work. We need to get the subject in the right state of mind to give us answers. So how do we do that? We have the following tools which we can use to see what state the subject's in. I like the slow motion looking animation of these characters. This shows us how open the subject is by looking at pupil dilation corroborated with a few other signals. Wider the pupils are, the more open the subject is. This meter tells us how scared the subject is by measuring pulse as well as other bodily symptoms. Quicker the heart rate, the more scared the subject is. You can influence these meters in all sorts of ways, from building a personal connection to exploiting their background, from cornering them in contradictions to roughing them up. Let's try to build a connection first. Some questions will alienate the subject instead of bringing them closer. Other questions will seem disingenuous if they're approached too suddenly. You'll probably want to start off as soft as possible. So, it says in your file your folks are loaded. What's the matter? Why they cut you off? It says in your file your folks are loaded. You steal for fun. Hey, living's expensive. I know. I used to crack payphones when I was a teen. Can't believe they had me chasing bikes. Why can't people just lock them up proper? Let's do the nice good guy cop. Shake their head in disbelief. Fucking doubt it. He's not buying it yet. Try opening yourself with questioning the subject, then try this one again. Opening myself. They seem amused. It's fucking stupid, man. Waste of taxpayer money and all that. Good, you seem more authentic. Now get closer to the subject. It says in your file, your folks are loaded. What's the matter? They cut you off? That ain't none of your business, man. That just alienated and might be useful to intimidate, but now we're trying to build empathy. They state slowly, fuck you, man. No. Force them even more on the defensive. Right now we're looking to open them up. Alright. So we're going to choose that can't believe they had me chasing bikes. Now we're going to do the living's expensive. Word, that's thug. Having to open him something good. That's why the meter now shows a wider circle than in the beginning. See if we could try scare him. You want to intimidate, but don't jump to big threats right off the bat. Don't be afraid to ask a question more than once. Asking him with the subject in a different state or with new information on the table can yield results. If you don't have a deal and you're found guilty, it's absolutely prison time. I can only give you a deal if you plead guilty. Did the drugs make you do it? You know how many months you do for bike? Hey, you're tough. You'll be fine in prison, I'm sure. Let's do that one. Say with bravado, I'd be just fine inside, yo. He's not by it. Make him feel like this is a real possibility. Let's do that one. They spit out the words, I don't need no deal, pig. I'm innocent. This isn't scaring him. He doesn't feel it can happen. I'm clean, yo. Doesn't seem scared by that. Might actually be clean. They stare timidly. Nah, man. Nah, I ain't worried about that. Signs of fear. We're on to something. Okay. Alright. What? You don't do time for snatching bikes, do you? My dad works for a senator. I'll be fine. Oh, you think this senator will risk his career for the sake of a bike-snatching kid? Probably not. Shit. There we go. We're getting there. Now let's put him in a good place to negotiate. Right here. They seem concerned, but like, I mean, what would a deal be like? Okay, we got him. As you can see, his pulse is much faster than now. So you can see the top right, his pulse. This is off the record, but I want you to know your options. Anytime you can stop the recorder tracking your question. Okay, we'll stop it. This will make people suspicious. The public will ask what happened when the recording stopped. You'll be accused, but ultimately it's your word against theirs. In a pinch, though, it's something to consider. You have means of enhanced interrogation. Ooh. Try a couple out. The actor will just pretend to be hurt. Let's hear the elect truth. I require full attention. I can be quite stunning. Yeah, I'm pain insisting they're innocent. Time for a little rough handling. Doing this closes them up. As you can see, now they're terrified. Be aware that if you continue roughing them up, they might pass out. Start the recorder again when you're done. Okay. You'll be interrogating against a clock. In that case, keep your eyes on the timer. Oh, this is kind of an interesting little shindig. Sometimes you'll be interrogating more than one guy. Switch between rooms. Be sure to cross-reference the info they give you. Anyways, you'll get to keep your manual after you finish academy. It's great for refreshing your memory about what you learned today. Alright, so let's do the accusation. Let's talk about writing you a confession. We both know you did it. What would like that involve, though? Listen, you lowlife. Okay, so look, you'll be fine. We'll help you compensate the victims. Let's do that one. Voice is cracking. Nah, it wasn't me, man. Nah. Doesn't seem to empathize with that. You might need... Alright. Fuck, man. Fuck shit. Okay, alright. I'll sign. Mission accomplished. Alright. So a little tricky-dicky, you know? Sometimes you go with your gut. I'm personally not a prosecutor. My brother's an attorney, though. Chief Anderson, I need you to come in on a case. Fisher's brought in a set of guys. They're in the interrogation rooms. Mordecai? Hey, we have the Vic's husband, the only witness, and the robber that broke in. We need your question and magic in there. A confession, because all we have is circumstantial. You in? Yes, sir. So the story's Cox broke in armed with a low-cal piece, holding this Peterson up and tying him to a chair. Wife comes in, jumps on the phone. Cox drops her with 2 shots in the back before Bolton. We have the gun, no prints. Peterson was as cool as a cucumber, his wife's body just lying there in the other room. Managed to track down and also grab Cox. Street contacts helped. We still don't have a clear picture of the murder. Check out the files, grill them, cross-examination. Give me confession you have this. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I don't screw this up. So Heather Peterson was murdered in her living room in front of her husband, Daryl Peterson. He's found tied down in a chair in the same room. Claims a burglar broke in, armed with low caliber, threatened him, tied him up, shot her as she tried to use her phone. Using the description provided in a tip from local pawn, managed to track down the burglar, one Jerry Munch Cox. Munches Cox. The gun was found outside the building near the fire escape the thief used to enter and leave the premises. Evidence of the burglary is clear. We still don't have full picture of the murder. Strongly denies committing. What complicates things is his attitude. The first detective on the scene described him as disturbedly serene. Best hope of closing the case, fast and clean, admission of guilt. Alright. So there's two guys that I have to interrogate. Alright, we could do this. Bring them in. Alright, let's talk about yourself, Mr. Cox. No need to Mr. me around, Chief. You can call me Munich. Where do you work? Do you have friends or family? Don't you drag him into this. I've got a cousin. He's probably worried about me. Well, if you write down his phone number or address, we'll make sure he knows you're safe. Thanks, Chief, but I'd rather he didn't get into trouble looking for me. Just leave him out. Is it okay? So no friends or family other than your cousin. Told you, my cousin. He's a tough boy. He'll manage. Are you from the city? Born and raised in this pissle. Yeah, I like the stink of it now. Where do you work? Nah, no work for me unless you like bringing food to rich people's tables. I don't like that. I'm too smart for it, you know. So you say you're currently unemployed? Yes, no job, nothing. This isn't your first crime, is it? Why you want to send me to prison for the old ones again? You've already been convicted once, did your time, why do it again? Or have you been part of any criminal group or gang? So you should have stayed in school. Stay with the anger. I was part of the box for car theft, Chief. I didn't do that again, so I don't know what you're talking about. Repeat offenders are punished harsher, Munch. You'll be in a lot of trouble if you don't ask. Alright, here we go. They raise their voice. New hint. Any crime needs to have a motive, means, and opportunity. Try to explore these subjects. Alright, so here we go. Let's work something out. Don't send me to rot. So, why'd you return to being a thief after serving time? Are you... As I said, because no one's going to hire me at the record, and you know that. Alright, so let's do, are you... What? Of course not. Gangers are a dangerous bunch to be around. Again, were you ever in a gang? Come on, I told you, never did, never will. What made you turn to crime? You want Chief? Sob stories? Pretty easy. I wanted to eat and didn't have food. Others had food. Alright. Let's change the topic. So about your past crimes. Why'd you return to being... No. Let's talk about the murder. Did you know the Petersons? Only Peterson I know sells groceries back in my neighborhood, so I don't know the Petersons. The gun that shot Miss Peters was found near the fire escape ladder. We found the husband tied down. They erupt in anger. What? That lying shit lump? Do you think I carry rope around just in case? I'm under that cyber robbery. Did you tie the husband down? Come on, man. You know that's bullshit. And you think I did that? Be reasonable. If I was a guns blazing, would I at least take their TV or something? Mr. Cox, you had no reason to care about these people. You are one mean, evil motherfucker, even for a cop. I'm sure they're nice people. Haven't seen them, spoken to them, or even sent them a text. That's a long way of saying no. I know it doesn't go in regards to what you did, Chief. You ain't got nothing on me. Because I didn't kill nobody. You ain't getting no confession out of me, you monster. Alright, so let's go to the next guy. This is Daryl, the husband that was tied. I don't know if it's the best time to get acquainted, but ask why. A few hours must be hard. How you handle the loss? We have to move on, don't we? Doing the best we can to make sure the corporate... My reports say you were surprisingly calm when the police found you. Let's ask that. How dare you? I was in shock. I want to be as helpful as possible. Trying to keep my cool and be useful. As Allah said, loss is difficult. Let me know if you start feeling bad. What you went through can be very traumatic. Do you have any family help you get through these tough times? Let's ask that. No, and I don't think there's any way relevant to your investigation. So, Let's ask that. Just drop the fake pleasantries. They disgust me. Alright. No need for that. They fired me a month ago. Why'd you get fired? Corrupt assholes there wanted to hire cheap labor, increments, and such. They didn't care I had been working there for 6 years. All they cared about was their own bottom line. So your wife was the primary owner. She had a salary and I did not. You sound just like her, criticizing me all the time. Can't be all roses and sunshine in one's career, okay? Alright. Are you sure you wouldn't want us to contact? Okay. Other questions? So you and your wife argued often, and she blamed you for getting fired. You got it right. She thought that was just because she had an income. I did not. It made her superior in some way. Would understand that if it wasn't my fault I was fired. How common were these arguments? Enough. I'm done talking about my personal life. Alright. What were you and your wife doing the night before it all happened? Being robbed by a burglar you and your fellow policeman didn't catch in time. Was there anyone else in the house? Are you sure there was nobody in the house? So I asked again, could anyone thought you intended to leave the house? How do you know that? We were supposed to go out for dinner, but we stayed at home instead. My wife canceled. We go out every Friday. And why didn't you leave anymore? Got an argument, a big one, to keep us at home. Apparently, Daryl was arguing with the wife the night of the murder. Tried talking to him about his relationship with his wife. How are things in your marriage? That's quite personal. When you've been married for 7 years? Argument you had a night of attack. Was that common in your relationship? No point tonight. I don't think there's any of your business. We arguing. We get a lot of arguing lately. So what? So understand you and your wife had frequent arguments lately. What are you, couples therapist? She just knew push buttons. Okay. About the frequent disagreements between you and your wife. Any other details you feel you might have left out? Nope. My file does not say, but do you have any children? Take a pen in your file and write no. So you not have any children? Alright, let's change the topic. Any neighbors she wasn't on good terms with? Think anyone could hate her enough to plan on harming her? Huh. Oh no, we didn't talk much to neighbors. She wasn't sociable. Plan? What are you saying? That it was planned? Burglars usually abandon their attempt if there are people at home. This one didn't. I'm wondering why he would be so stupid. Burglar had a rope, loaded gun, escape plan. All that effort to steal food, bonsai trees. You say anything about the burglar? We keep an open... Ooh, let's... If that's the procedure, saw him with my own eyes, is that not enough? Let's ask the big accusatory. That damn burglar, who do you think? Keep on asking me, I don't understand why. Alright, let's go to the next guy. This is kind of tough. More about the murder of Miss Peterson. Did you happen to see anybody else in or around the house when you were in there? Seeing the ship was empty, I ran away as soon as I heard voices. Did you feel threatened by the couple in any way? Did you feel threatened as policemen on a tight schedule? You know what? Let's go back to Daryl. She get along with her colleagues at work. Being a fat burger could be a hitman in this economy. I guess skills aren't much. Sure there is. Blah blah blah. Let's talk. Can't imagine getting myself ever married. Cool. I don't care. Alright, I think I might have screwed up. At least it doesn't punish you for... Like some incidents. Did you hear the burglar coming in the house? Not really. Where did you first see him? He entered the living room. At what point did he pull out the gun? He had his gun out when he burst in. How'd you react when you saw the gun? Put my hands up. Told him that he could take whatever he wanted as long as he didn't hurt us. Also, do you want to tie down your wife? Why did he tie you down? Guess he was scared. I tried to fight him off. What are you talking about? He was the one threatening me. Took us by surprise. I didn't have time to grab my gun. You said you own a gun. You're not registered as a gun owner. State legislation doesn't say I need to register. I bought it at a gun fair anyway. What about it? Why'd you not report this sooner? It's quite dubious you would hide such a thing. Why don't you try to use a gun in self-defense? Let's do that one. I didn't think I had to. I didn't report the number of shoes I own either. I couldn't reach in time. I was even waiting for an opportunity to test my aim on filth like him. So you're prepared for such an event. Seeing how dangerous the city is nowadays, criminals run loose, all the police force is too corrupt to do anything about it. You have to be ready to take matters in your own hands, no offense. Understand your concerns, but most people don't have the stomach to shoot, even in self-defense. Think you would have been able to? Most people don't even wish they had an opportunity to test their aim on a human being, Pearson. What if you killed the burglar? Voice quivers in anger. Then there would be one less piece of trash walking the streets if most people would be willing to stand up. Streets would be safer. So you say you could not reach a gun in time. Obviously, yes, other than scum. Be here alive. Why don't you report it sooner? If everything happened, I didn't realize it would be important. Alright. Quite harsh views, Mr. Pearson. Do you really think this burglar deserves to die? Hell yes. With some people, there's no alternative. You have to take things in your own hands, get tough. Only way this world will ever be a better place if it's honest people stand up. Vigilante justice. You think that's the solution? So much filth out there and the system supposed to be clean is just as dirty. Honest people like you and me don't take action. The filth will join us all. It's the only solution. You and me, that won't change much, don't you think? There's many of us out there who think like this. We've found each other online. Like-minded people willing to take up the responsibility to do the right thing. We? What are you talking about? A political platform? Politics is their game. If we play by the rules, we lose because it's a rigged game. We need to short-circuit the whole system, shake up the entire establishment. That takes a coordinated effort, though. How will that happen? This group I was talking about, we meet mostly online, forums, boards, chats. Great tool to organize ourselves, plan things out. What sort of plans are you talking about? I don't know for sure. I don't have the rights to the chat room where things are being organized. It'll certainly be big, so why don't you have access to this chat? You have to show some kind of commitment beforehand to be part of the group. As for access, I'll be sure I'll get it soon. So he probably had to kill his wife. Who has access then? Chat rooms are anonymous, of course. Rich by IDs, mostly veterans, people that have been involved a long time. Trying to mentor new people. Mine's Horn Bunny 49. Silly name, I know. What needs to be discussed in such secrecy? I don't know for sure, but it's a place where they assign actual task set up meetings. Things are picking up recently. It's all very exciting to be part of the Liberation Front. Liberation Front? That's this group's name? No one voted on it or anything. It's just what we call it. I've heard enough. You want some list of forms? I'll give them to you after we're done here. Who has access to them? Alright. I killed her, tried to put me behind just because I believe some scum like a burglar. I mean... So, stream views. Alright, so... Have you heard about the Liberation Front? It's a gang or something? No, never heard of them. Must be new. Huh. I am finding out his relationship he has with his wife. So let's talk about his wife. What'd your wife think about those online friends of yours? She did not approve it, gave her another reason to criticize me. All those arguments. So she didn't like him being in that stuff. Only from you, don't know anything about them. Talk more about yourself. Nope. Okay. Alright. This is where things get a little difficult. I assume you were fighting over this on the night of the break-in as well. So she thought because she had income, it made her superior. Let's ask that. That's what started. It's a common thing for us. Now it's time to stop bullshitting me. It's obvious to anyone that you resented what she did. Daryl owned a gun, confessed his hate for his wife, expressed extremist views. I deserve respect. She refused to give it to me. Any man in my position would feel the same. How'd you feel in my shoes, huh? I'm not happy she's dead, but she made my life miserable. At least now I'll have some peace and quiet. What do you mean, that damn burglar? Who do you think killed her? To me, it's clear you have no love for your wife. You resent her. It goes far to say you hate her. I did hate her. Yes, I hated her arrogance. I hated her friends. Hated her fucking bonsai trees. Hated the disrespect she had for me. That doesn't mean I would ever hurt her. And even more, the night you had an argument, you saw a huge opportunity to blame the murder on the burglar you spotted coming in. Is that right? What? How? I mean, made quite clear you see violence as a solution. You talk with your friends online about it. You had the means and motive to do it. You believe in justice, as you say, confess. Have you a record saying you hated your wife and that you plan dangerous activities online? If you don't confess, I'll make sure you're convicted for criminal intent and you rot in prison. Let's try that one. There it is. Admit I killed her. She had it coming, as do many others, such as you and the corrupt system that puts people like you in powers. Your time will come. Oh, I was thinking about turning the record off and slamming him around a little bit, but that was easier than I thought. What's this Liberation Front business, though? I bet you a gajillion dollars you start to deal with people from this Liberation Front. Good work in there. I have something important to discuss with you. I need you to finish up the press release we're putting out about this case. Help them it, then come see me. Investigation involving the murder. Okay. They will be treated following judicial procedure. Criminals have been incarcerated. They will be treated. Let's do that one. Daryl Peterson, not initially suspect. The main suspect, the victim's husband. Police will be advancing charges of voluntarily first-degree murder. To confession, the manslaughter charges against Jerry Cox have been dropped. He'll only face prosecution for breaking and entering theft. His involvement in creating the circumstances for the murder to happen will be investigated further. Evidence suggests he had no violent intent, no connection to the murder. Alright, good to go. And I feel super professional doing this now. Alright, good to go. Alright, so this does have my... Pick an old memory. We got Speed Demon, Profiler, Intimidating Presence, Known Pacifist. Do profiler. This captured my attention. I'm digging this. But we're going to end it here, just in case you want to continue further on your own. I'm digging this. It's kind of... I like these whole dialogue tree, finding stuff out. Especially later on, there's going to be timed responses and stuff. This has piqued my interest. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you on the next one. Have a good day.